Hello, Oracles. Well, today was not a pretty day for the entire market or for Tesla, and many of you know what happened with Tesla this morning, and I will get into that in a moment. But I caught a lot of flack for that for my video this morning, because my video this morning was about Tesla scaling to extreme size. So in the process of doing this, I put the video out, and then we get the news that Tesla is cutting and laying off 10% of its staff. So I caught a lot of flack for that. But for those of you who are not content creators, you got to know that it takes time to make the video, takes time to edit the video, go through, and then you post it, and I set it up for a certain time. So by the time my video posts, I'm at work. So any news that comes out after that, I can't react to in a video that has already been done hours ahead of time. Anyway, and sometimes in the process of doing that, the editing is not that great. I made some mistakes, so thank you for those of you who pointed out the dubbing faux pas that were in that video. Not my best work. My apologies. But anyway, the initial news came out. Tesla's cutting 10% of its staff. Okay, well, I'm getting the flack for this, but I was like, I haven't gotten any real details. Reuters put out the article initially, and Reuters is usually a pretty solid source to go by, but I'm like, I don't have any further details other than what they had said. The previous two emails that we had been speaking about when it comes to staffing from Elon were both readily available and posted so we can see his wording exactly as it was. We didn't have that yet for this one. So I was kind of waiting for that anyway before I even reacted to it because it was very contradictory. Over the last month or two, we've gotten a lot of news about Tesla hiring heavily for Shanghai, for Austin, for Berlin. Like, there's a lot of hiring going on over at Tesla right now, so it doesn't make sense for them to be cutting 10% of their staff. Sure enough, over the course of the day, we got real true information that was coming out. They are cutting 10% of their salaried staff because a lot of their salaried staff, as Elon had been alluding to in his other emails, there's a lot of people who are working from home, and he even said himself today that they are overstaffed in those areas. But a lot of the headlines were not taking into account the second half of his statement, which is they are not cutting any of the jobs for production for vehicles, for production for batteries, or for installation for solar. Those jobs are actually increasing. So it's not so much a 10% reduction in staff, it's more of a shift in staff from the people who are salaried management where they're overstaffed to the people who are going to be needing to be held on the lines to get production up and running. So realistically, the headline could have read, Tesla cuts payroll while also increasing production. Because that's realistically what they're doing. They are increasing the staff that they use for production, but cutting payroll from management staff in order to fill these positions for higher production. So we go back to my video this morning talking about scaling to extreme size, and guess what? That still holds true because they are still scaling up employment for the people and the areas of the company that are going to be scaling up all of the entire production for the company that we need. Still holds true. Elon is doing the smart thing for their business and the company, and it's in my eyes, a very bullish sign because they're trimming the fat off of the top and thinking about the fact that management positions usually pay more than factory workers. They can probably have more actual workers in the factories to produce these products at a lower cost. So they're actually going to be able to drop payroll but increase production at the same time, which going into what Elon, and I still have yet to see actual proof that Elon said this, but about his serious concerns about the U.S. economy going forward. So again, I don't know, I haven't seen it. Somebody asked President Biden about it, and Biden immediately turned into, well, look at all the jobs that the union companies like Ford and Stellantis are creating. Sorry, Tesla is still creating more jobs than all of them combined, and just because they're cutting some of their management staff doesn't mean they're freezing hiring. They're probably freezing hiring for those specific positions, but filling in all the positions down below on the factory lines where they are needed. And all of this is the exact reason why I do not immediately emotionally react to headline news. You have to take a step back and wait for all of the facts to come through and dig a little deeper. I was looking, and Gary Black has the same exact mindset. He said the exact same thing on Twitter about He saw the information, but he wants more information before he makes a reaction to it. That's really what it is. Because if you're going to emotionally react to every headline you see, we're going to have mass pandemonium all over the place. Because most of the time, that is what the media does, is they put out headlines to create an emotional reaction. And that is exactly what they got from this headline. Because when you finally actually dig into it, it did not warrant a 10% drop in Tesla's stock. Now, of course, that was great for us because we filled that gap at 707. We saw a nice strong bounce around 701. Now, we did close around 701, but we did not break below it into the 600s again. Both are good signs. We'll see how we trade again next week as we're heading into CPI, but very good signs that we filled the gap and we bounced off of 700. So going from here, again, I'm not even going to make any predictions because of the CPI, FOMC, so many uncertainties going around the stock. But if we're looking at the fundamentals going forward, and I always play the if this, then that. If we are going into a very rough economic time for the US, as Elon is predicting, then he is making the moves that they need to make for the company to get through this and not just survive, but thrive. And if they can thrive during difficult times, that means when they come out of it, they're going to thrive even better and stronger than everyone else who is just trying to survive during these times. So, looking at the fundamentals of this, even if we go into these rough economic times and the stock ends up pulling back because the entire market pulls back, the company itself is going to be extremely strong. Elon plans for the worst and hopes for the best. You go back to his discussions he had about, PayPal when he was running that over when it was X.com and the .com bubble crashed. And he saw this exact same situation come through. And he said they were very grateful to get those last minute investments coming through because immediately after they came in, the bubble crashed and they needed that cash reserve to get them through. Why do you think for the last 2 years he has been building up $18 billion in cash and getting all of their debt paid off? He has been foreseeing this potential coming. He has been planning for the worst. So they're ready. They are ready to handle the worst when it comes. And if it doesn't come, they're just ready to thrive even stronger in an environment that can accept all of that extra. So he's got some cash, great. Market's not crashing, the economy's not crashing, super, now we can go and spend our money. Awesome. Not a big deal to play this on either side. And this is again how I have been playing my portfolio, where I've been saving up a lot of cash, but still investing little bits. Like Tesla. He's still investing in the company. They're still investing in hiring. They're still investing in the employees that they need to get the company moving forward and thriving, but they're still cutting the fat and trimming off the top. Just like some of the stocks I don't want, I'm selling those off and trimming those out to save up cash on the side to be able to continue adding to the stocks I want to be in as we go through these tough times for myself to be able to come out stronger on the other end. And so yes, the headlines came out, 10% getting cut, not true at all. They are cutting staff, but realistically, Gary Black had said they're probably going to be cutting maybe 5 to 6% of staff. I think realistically, they're probably going to be cutting 5 to 6% of payroll, but their staff their headcount might actually stay the same. So they have over 100,000 employees now. They're most likely still going to keep the same headcount of employees, but payroll will get cut way back because they're trimming off the top. When I was over at Home Depot during the housing market crash, that's exactly what happened over there as well. There were a lot of great managers who were with the company for 20 to 25 years who were on the chopping block strictly because of the fact that they were with the company for so long and higher up on the payroll. So they got cut out and then they replaced them with people who were lower pay but filled those positions anyway. And then they ended up taking a lot of that payroll and putting it in bodies on the floor because that's what we were lacking at the time. And Home Depot thrived after that. Tesla is doing the exact same thing right now. It's been done before, and actually most of the time the market cheers moves like this. So it's strange that it went this way, but I think it's because of how the headline was portrayed about, oh, Tesla's in trouble, they've got to cut all their workforce. That's not what happened. That is not what happened at all. Realistically, Elon is just saying he doesn't see strong times ahead in the economy. They're doing what they need to do for the business. They're taking the payroll at the top, they're putting it at the bottom into positions that are for production that will actually produce more products for them, and putting it into places where they can thrive even stronger in the future. So let me know your comments below about how you feel about all of this. Have you taken a step back and taken some time to look into it, a little deeper than what the initial headlines were? I know I had many good discussions with you guys in the comments this morning because, again, you see those headlines and you're like, oh, what's happening right now? And we're like, hey, let's wait it out. Let's see what's going on. So, thank you all for bringing it up. We had some good conversations, and I know a couple of you were giving me flack. So no hard feelings. I understand where it's at, but at the same time, the reason I don't react the way I do, and the reason I hold strong to my scaling to extreme size video is because Tesla and Elon are still preparing themselves for this. It's not like, a US economy going down, in a bad place is going to stop that from happening. It might delay it a little bit, but it's not going to stop it, and Tesla's going to figure out how to get through it. So let me know your comments below, how you feel about all of this. Let me know your insights and your takes on it, and we'll discuss. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord channel as well. That link is in the description below. Thank you so much. Have a great one.